How's it going, everybody? Mike here with December 25th merch by Amazon sales update. I'm just doing a quick sales update. I've been receiving a few emails from people basically saying, why don't you do more just random updates, even if it's like every other or third day, just because what they're saying is it's kind of like a random guy reference check, kind of like reference point for everybody who's watching this, because if you're seeing my video, if you're watching anyone else on YouTube and then you look at your sales, you can at least get an idea of what's going on across the platform, because sometimes, and I get it, for example, you can have a day like this where you have zero sales and you're thinking, what's going on? Of course, like this one's easy to figure out. It's a couple of days before Christmas. But in general, you can have, for example, a day with 10 sales and then, one with 2. And again, that's just an example. Like we all know that this is December and it's around Christmas. So that's why this is happening. But anyways, this is just kind of one of those videos where it's a nice, like I said, reference point for all you guys. And if people like these, I have no problem doing them more often. I just figured, if I do one at the end of the month, or sometimes I'll do random weeks, then I can do more of a analysis and go into a lot of details. But I'll try to keep this video somewhat short but still go through enough information to give you guys kind of an idea of what's going on. So as you can see here, today sales 7, but again, this is US. If you look over here, my total sales are 10. So I've noticed that I'm not getting, I can't even, for example, compare US to the rest of the marketplaces as not even close to equal, but I'm seeing a bit of a spike in sales, especially in Germany and UK. And it's nothing big, but I'll go into the numbers pretty soon. But when it adds up, for example, it's still like $100 or $200 in royalties a month. So it's still not that bad. So anyways, let's look at some of these numbers a little closer. So for the last 7 days, my total sales, and again, US, are at 42, and this month's total is 186 sales US marketplace for the total amount of royalties, about $650, so $649.23. Previous month, as you can see here, was 264, and to me, I would say this is a little surprising, because even though like November is when most of shopping happens, December explodes. So I really was expecting my December to beat November, but that didn't happen. So this is where I am right now. I mean, it's still pretty good. It's definitely more than an average month, but it's not what I expected. So as you can see here, the sales were hovering around, between 110 and 122 for the last couple of months. Then it dropped to 90, exploded in November, and this is where we are in December. However, I have been doing a lot of work, and I mentioned this in the last couple of videos. Ever since I got Merch Titans, I have been kind of rotating or recycling a lot of my old designs that haven't sold. So I would say out of these 7,700 live products that I have now, I would say in the last, let's say, month, to be fair, I can't really remember when I got the extension, about 2,000 to 3,000 of these, maybe less, are actually new products. So I've been going through pretty much any product that hasn't sold in over 6 months, and especially, for example, designs that I've had on multiple products, and I guess it's probably not even fair to say multiple on all the products. I've been going through them and basically just deleting all the ones, for example, that are long sleeve T-shirts or V-necks or whatever, hoodies, for example, that have never sold, and where I, for example, would have just posted them because I had room, being at a tier 8,000, and just because those products were available to me. So now I'm just being a little more strategic in kind of deciding which designs I'm putting on which products, because again, if I didn't have this tool, Merch Titans, I would be a little more careful with my time. But because this is so efficient, and for example, I can clean up 100 designs in and put them into a spreadsheet, and then, for example, decide which products I'm gonna upload them on, and something that would have taken me hours and hours, for example, now could take me possibly a few minutes to maybe half an hour to clean up that spreadsheet. So that it's a lot more efficient, and basically what I'm saying is, like, you're not just kind of like doing manual labor and wasting time on listing products, where you can be, now I can be a lot more strategic. I can kind of do even a little more research on keywords, search terms, all that kind of stuff, look at some of the competition, and be a little more thoughtful. As a result of that, my products with sales, and again, I don't know how accurate this is, but at least this number has been growing over the last month or so, and I'm noticing that some of my new products are definitely starting to sell. So this is I'm just going to point this out. Like, for example, stuff like this is exciting to me. So to sell a pillow, or for example, to have a Apple iPhone case, for example, as one of my 1, 2, 3, 4 top 5 sellers is definitely interesting and exciting. Okay, let's jump into something else that I prepared. So as I mentioned here, for example, this month 186 sales, but in reality, the total number of sales is 222. And then if we look at, for example, where those sales are coming from, you can see here the UK, 8 sales, Germany 18, and then a few in some of the other countries. But what I mentioned at the beginning is, for example, like 39 euros is about 48 bucks. So for example, adding all this up, it's still adding $100 or more to my royalties. So again, it's it might seem like, hey, this is 26 pounds, which equals to what, $35. So in either case, it's adding up. The sales are there. The real total is 222. And even on days like today, like a random day, like it's the 25th, I was personally not expecting any sales, but again, you get 10 in total, like 7, and then a few more. So anyways, we'll see. What is the other thing that I wanted to mention? Here it is. So I basically went into, this is the Pretty Merch extension, and I ran a report to see, for example, so these are my live products with no sales. And as you can see here, for example, I've sorted them by date that they were created. And this is August 2nd. Would it be August or September? So July, August. Yeah, August 2nd. And basically what this is saying, that I don't have any products that are live with no sales that are older than 6 months or 5 months in this case, or whatever the case is, because like I said, now if a product doesn't sell within a couple of months, I am deleting it. I'm getting rid of it. So as you can see here, all of these, for example, are phone cases. So I went through a phase where I uploaded a couple hundred phone cases. This is when they became, I guess, available for sale, and I'm not sure exactly what the date is, and that's where the change is. This is where I'm seeing new products actually being sold, and I'm seeing a slight increase in sales. Again, of course, you're going to see that in November and December, but anyways, that's what's been happening now. So, kind of in summary, I'll wrap this up quickly. The products with sales are increasing. I've been working on my, where is that number? I can't find it. My average royalties per sale have been increasing, and the number of live products that have been up, for example, for longer than 5 months without sales, I've been taking them down. So I'm doing a big whole restructuring of my kind of account and sales that are products that are available for sale, just because for me this number is extremely low. So I really want to increase that, and then I really want to tier up, especially now. Like I said, I mentioned this a few times, but with Merch Titans, you really are efficient with your work, and there's so much time saved. And keep in mind, every item that I, for example, upload to Merch, I'm also uploading it to Redbubble, Spreadshirt, TeePublic, Zazzle, Society6, all these other platforms, just because it's as easy as clicking a few buttons. So in either case, kind of that's what's been happening. I'm curious, how you guys are doing. Let me know. I've also been actually doing some research. Maybe somebody knows this. Maybe you can leave a comment down below. But what are the tiers after this one? I know, for example, the next one would be 10,000. But what happens then? Does it still keep increasing by 2,000? I've been doing research, like Googling it, and there's no clear answer. And guys that are in tier, I don't know, 10,000 or 20,000 or 100,000 don't talk about those types of things. So I'm curious if anybody knows. Let me know. Anyways, I'll wrap it up here. Hope you guys are doing well, and as always, thanks for watching.